What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Jasmine and welcome to the Lion's Den. However this video finds you, whether you meant to click on it or it was an accidental thing, you may find a message here that resonates with you and was meant for you. So stay and enjoy the festivities. Now, if you like what you see or resonate with what you hear, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. It's very much appreciated. Now, also don't hesitate to share. A few messages. Private readings are available and the tip jar is open. Follow all the medias. Check out my handmade crochet business page where you can check out a lot of dope handmade items by yours truly. Also, all of those links are down below in the show more section right below this video. Now, today we will be doing something a little bit different than our usual. Tonight we're going to have a pick a card reading. Now, the subject will resonate with everyone differently. Some messages that come through may be for a smaller group of individuals or people. So just make sure that you take what applies and you leave the rest. So in front of you are 4 sets of cards. Each of them has a crystal on top. Amethyst, beautiful tree, clear quartz, 2 of them. Here we have onyx and tourmaline. And here we have selenite. Now, before you choose anything, go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths, however many you need. It helps if you close your eyes. Now, when you do that, make sure you ask in your head, what do I need to know right now? Once you've taken your deep breaths and you feel ready, open your eyes and pick. The card, or the stack or deck that your eyes are drawn to initially is probably the one that your intuition is telling you about. You can always pick more than one, of course. Now, whichever one you choose, the timestamps will be in the description box below. So the description and the comments, so you can go ahead and see the timestamps there. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, for my amethyst group, let's see what we got. Okay, so right away, I'm getting some challenges. A few different types of challenges. I'm getting the feeling that you're waiting for something, that you're kind of checking on the fruits of your labor, but you haven't really seen them come to fruition quite yet. I don't want you to be too quick to cut the roots of it before their time. You definitely need to make sure that you're moving methodically and a little bit slower. Whatever it is that you do, you can't rush the process. You need to go through the process in order to allow that to be fruitful. It looks like the situation will go in a better direction, almost like a childlike direction. You also might have a few quarrels nothing big. You know, it seems very, very small, like a very small type of battle. Now, if you do have a small type of battle, keep in mind that the more small battles you win, the more chance you have of winning the bigger ones. Okay, so keep that in mind, as well as I see a decision of sorts, maybe between two passions, maybe even two people. I see you winning this, though. However that may be, whether you won by default or if you won because you earned that. So here, I'm going to read them in pairs. The first card that we have out is going to be the Seven of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. So what I see happening here is, like I said, kind of waiting for your seeds to bear fruit. Kind of looking at it and you know, kind of wondering if maybe this is something that you want to keep pursuing. Is this something that I want to keep pursuing, whether that's a financial decision or something of material, something immaterial. Now, because the Knight of Swords is here, and this is really quick, swift movement, kind of jumping in before you know all the details, lack of knowledge, maybe a little arrogant as well. You definitely don't want to do that. Don't bring arrogance or any negative sort of emotions or thought processes to something that you want to have fruits, you know, something that you're going to bear fruits from. The next set of cards here that I have is the Sun, which tells me that in respect to the last two cards that I see, if you're waiting on something to happen, it will. You will start seeing the fruits of your labor. As you can see back here, this very childlike, the sun will shine tomorrow, don't worry, all is well type of card. And as you can see here, there's the sunflowers in the back. Baby's happy, you're happy. Now, paired with that card, though, I also have the Five of Wands. So when I see this is the small coral card. This is where you're having maybe minor difficulties, minor arguments, this and that. But any sort of minor argument that you have, or minor disagreement or fight maybe, is going to teach you how to then take that win and turn it into something bigger, which I also see here as well. Because the next pair of cards that I have is going to be the Two of Wands and the Five of Swords. So as you can see here, he's won. He's won the battle. And it looks like he won with knowledge or power, a knowledge or power that he had. Now, also, when we look at the Two of Wands here, we're looking at a decision. So you could be deciding between two people, maybe two fire signs, maybe actually, it could be anything here, because he does have the world in his hand, so that could be earth. He's standing in front of water, which could be water. Either way, it looks like you could very well be winning this if you go on the end of the intellectual battle rather than just the physical. You may want to move past the physical and realize that, because we have two swords cards here, that maybe your mental capabilities are further reaching than your physical abilities could be. For sure. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a clarifying card here. Let me see. Can I get a clarifying card for the Two of Wands? It really does look like those fruits are going to bear, that those plants are going to bear fruit. We've got two cards here. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I asked for a clarifying card for the Two of Wands. So what I got was the Seven of Wands and the 10 of Wands, and they both flew out, as you saw. So when we look at this, let's compare. So the Five of Wands here and the Seven of Wands, which just popped out to clarify the two. You've got a lot of fire energy here, whether either you're a fire sign, or you've got like a lot of fire in your chart, because this is a lot of wands. I do see some air here for sure, but I see a lot of fire. So when we look at the Five of Wands here, you can see they're all on equal footing. They're all on the same playing field, fighting, you know, doing this little game where it's like, ooh, who's gonna win type of thing. Maybe very like a challenge, maybe very like you're comparing yourself to other people, or something along those lines. Now when I asked to clarify this card, I got the Seven of Wands and the 10 of Wands. Like, that's nuts. So the two options that you have with the Two of Wands here gave me these two. So let's say you could be in the middle of carrying a very heavy load. Even though you know you're capable of it, it's just getting heavier and heavier. And you're feeling like it's too much. Because you went from, you know, 2 to 5 to 7 to 10. So you're really carrying on a lot really quickly. Wand energy moves really, really fast. So you may be just, you know, stacking on those responsibilities, and you may be even stacking on enemies or quarrels here, because the Seven of Wands, as you can tell, is very similar to the Five, except that he's on a higher ground. He's still outnumbered, though, as you can see here. He's outnumbered. So I'm wondering if you're thinking about going on a journey or a quest, if anybody uses that word anymore, or something here where you're contemplating moving on from something. And it could be these two things right here. Maybe you are carrying a really heavy load here, and you just feel like it's so argumentative all the time. Like, it's just so much. You might need to go out on your own here. Because if you don't, you know, this card could go both ways. You could be this guy who won and who's carrying all the swords. Or you could be one of these guys here who's walking away defeated. You know, so what I'm seeing here is at this point, you have the choice on which way you want to lean. You know, if you want to be the person who wins, or if you want to be the one who gets defeated. Make sure that when we're looking at this, whatever point in your life that you see this, whether you see this as soon as I post it, or if you see it 2 years from now, you know, it still applies. When we look at the Knight of Swords, I want to go back to him, because he, like I said, he can rush in to fix a situation that might not yet need fixing. You know, and in respect to this one, when they come out together, you're contemplating, hey, these things aren't growing fast enough. Hey, I don't know if I want to wait anymore. And then you rush in to cut everything off. You know, you might not want to do that so quickly, because the card that comes out after that is the Sun, which says, like, hey, the sun will rise, your crops will grow. You just have to have a little bit more patience. Wait it out. There's nothing wrong with waiting it out. I'm going to get one more clarifying card on the Five of Swords, just to kind of see what we're looking at. Can I please get clarification on the Five of Swords for my amethyst group? Clarification on the Five of Swords for my amethyst group. 3 cards, you guys. All right, let's see. Give me a second here. So if I'm looking at the Five of Swords here, man, it's still leaving me in the dark. And the reason why it's doing that is because your choice still has to be made. You know what I mean? And it's still telling me that it can go both ways. Now, I do have hope, though, because, you know, it seems like if you do this the right way, you know, you continue working, doing what drives your passion, and using your intellectual abilities to be able to further those passions. We've got the Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles. So you could then turn into like a sort of, maybe with the experience that you have, you could turn into like a teacher of sorts. You could maybe be leading a group to something that will bring you to the Ace of Pentacles. And if it does bring you to the Ace of Pentacles, of course, that's a brand new adventure, opportunity, not adventure, venture. Well, maybe adventure. But a new business venture, a new financial, monetary venture, or opportunity that may come to you if you make the right step here. If you don't misstep and make a mistake. You want to be sure that you're thinking as logically as possible. You don't want to be too sharp with your words or how you communicate with people. You know, if people are just playing with you and kind of kidding around and stuff, and you take it to a whole nother level and you get mad or you say things, you know, you may win that little quarrel, but, you know, later you may lose some friends. I don't know where that came from. But if you do lose some friends, this is the other card that came out here for you. The Five of Cups. As you can tell, he's pretty melancholy, and he's looking at his spilled cups here instead of the two that he still has. So you could be actually losing friends in you know, taking things too seriously, or trying to be the victor in everything, trying to feel trying to win everything. You know what I mean? Instead of allowing to learn from whatever it is that's going on. It resonates different with everyone. That's why I say that. And I'm giving you as many options as I see here. So, you know, these two options, let's go back. These two options that you have here in regards to the Two of Wands, before you make that decision, really kind of go inward and reassess all the work that you've done, reassess the passions that you have, and the work that you've done to attain those passions, making sure that you still want to keep them, you know, because we have 2 5s and we have 2 7s here. So if we look at the 2 5s, you know, this is arguing and combativeness, getting very challenged all the time. And then here we've got, you know, winning or losing. You can be on either side of the spectrum depending on how you take this. And I think that it's going to depend on this right here, what you decide to do. Now, the 2 7s that you have is the 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. They have 2 very different energy here. This guy's waiting. Yes, he's impatient. But this guy is like all up in the action right then and there. He is in the middle of the fight. So you really need to choose what it is, you know, which way you kind of want to go with this. Like, do you want to continue fighting? Do you want to use your knowledge to the best of your ability to go ahead and try and kind of squash this already, so you don't have to worry about, you know, losing friends or anything like that. Instead, you can gain followers, have a following, you know, and be able to reach some sort of financial height that you haven't before, or that's, you know, on its way to you, that all you basically need to do is make the right decision for it to come to you. Because the sun's here. This is a major arcana. This is a beautiful card, and you've got a beautiful middle story here. It just depends on how you choose for it to end, you know, before you move on to the next chapter, rather. So yeah, that is your read. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let me know in the comment section down below if this resonates with you guys. And I will see you in my next video. All right, let's go ahead and do the group that chose clear quartz. Look at these, are beautiful. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is a new message of love, or emotion, creativity. I see excitement for it. You might even get some financial gain out of this. Childlike, though, not very... you might be a younger person who chose this, or young at heart, you know, either one. I also see a small victory that's going on here. Holding on very tightly. I see nervousness, anxiousness. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to do groups of 2 here. So the first 2 cards that I pulled for you guys is going to be Ace of Cups and Page of Pentacles. So when I look at this pair here, I definitely see a new message of, like I said, love, creativity, something that's really exciting, like a really good beginning to something. Something that you are going to get excited for. Really excited. This could bring messages of money, a new important person to you, or an important endeavor to you that's coming through here for you. It looks like this person either could be a water sign or an earth sign, if it is a person. If it is a creative endeavor, then this creative endeavor could actually, in fact, bring you financial gain. Now, the financial gain that I see here isn't of the utmost value as far as like big money. I do see the next set of cards that we got here is the Six of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So what I see here is, in the Six of Wands, if you look at the card, this guy is basically celebrating. You know, everybody's celebrating with him. It's a short-lived celebration, pretty much. As you can see, he's got a laurel here, and this is just basically reminding us not to rest on our laurels, which is kind of funny that this card comes out, because this person is really holding on to what it is that they have. You know, you could have gotten this new message of love or what have you, and maybe you're holding on to it just a little bit too tight. Or maybe if in fact it is a creative endeavor and you do get some financial gain out of this. You could be holding on to that, resting on your laurels and just holding on to the money that you gain from that and not really wanting to let go or splurge or share. You may not either want to share opportunities for funding or money, or you just may not be wanting to share the money, period. Remember though that this is the 6, so there's still more work to be done here. And I see that happening here as well, because the next set of cards here that I have is the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So when I look at this, it's, we went from the 6 to the 9. So we jumped up 3 here. And this guy's looking real nervous. He's very impatient. He's kind of like waiting for his last wand, He's very impatient. A little nervous looking. Like he's been through so much work. He's done so much already to get to this point. And, the Queen is looking at him. The Queen is staring at him while she's got her sword in her hand. He's nervous, Like, are you going to use your sword to chop away my wands that I worked so hard, to get? You may have like a motherly figure that's an air sign. Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Or a motherly figure or an older woman. Or male, I guess could be these days, right? And that person could be making you nervous in regards to what it is that you've gained or your passion. You might have a passion for something or someone, and that person is kind of, giving you like contra, like, how do you say it in English? Like, te da contra, like, it's like maybe he's making it difficult for you. No. So, yeah. So I definitely see, with this set of cards, I see a succession, though. I see the beginning of the story. I see the middle of the story. I see, after the middle. I don't want to call it the end. I'm going to go ahead and get some clarifying cards on this. Let's go ahead and clarify the Queen of Swords. Can you please clarify the Queen of Swords for my clear quartz group? Let's see who that person is. 3 cards, y'all. Give me a second. This person, this Queen of Swords, seems like she's gone through it. Like she's, he or she has kind of been through the ringer. Definitely an air sign. Maybe a water sign. Maybe. Just because the Page of Cups came out. But, that could be a younger brother or a younger water sign that's around her, that's, giving her information and feeding her, information like against you, I guess. I don't know if that resonates with anybody. I don't. Now, in regards to that, in regards to your Queen of Swords here, it kind of looks like she, yeah, man, she went through it. Here she, like, look at how many more swords cards we got. Like, this is crazy. This is nuts. Now, when I look at this person has been, like I said, through the ringer. He or she, you know, has traveled through troubled waters. She's taken her rest. She's gone through her trial and error to become the queen, you know. She went from the 4 to the 6 to the queen. Like, she's out of here, man. So if you know a person like that, that might be who we're talking about. It could be a boss. It could be, maybe if you're dating an older person, that's an air sign or a water sign. I do see the Page of Cups here. When I look at the Page of Cups, though, I see like well, obviously it's a young energy, but it's more of a loving energy, you know, a loving energy. So this person could just be doing this out of love. You know, a lot of people who are older haven't really grown up emotionally. Like, some people just focus on other ways to grow up and they just kind of leave that part out. And you could be dealing with someone who is very intellectually advanced, but who's emotionally, like, not up to par with where their mind is. So I'm going to go ahead and qualify. I'm going to clarify the 9 of Wands, please. Can we please clarify the 9 of Wands? Please clarify the 9 of Wands from the clear quartz. But yeah, that victory that you're going to have is going to be nice. Just make sure that you remember that there's still work to be done. You know what I mean? You're not done working. So don't get too crazy at your party or get together. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys just graduated, but you realize that, you know, you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Yeah, that might be it. You guys may have just graduated, whoever chose this group. Graduated from something, maybe not even school. You know, maybe you guys finished a project, what have you. I'll take this one. Oh, I'll take these two too. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So once again, 2 cards that go right together and then one that's just out of the loop. So here we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups in regards to the 9 of Wands. Now you yourself could be the Queen of Swords and you could be dealing with the fire sign. You could be an air sign. Actually, I've got like literally every sign in this reading. So if you are, in fact, dealing with a fire sign, or if you're in this position here, or you are a fire sign, period, I do see that you have or will have abundance. Literally, like, look at this. Look at that. Yes. This is beautiful. This is what you worked for. This is what you worked for. So you went from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Pentacles here. Because you're at the 9. So literally you are at like the end of a stage, you guys. Like, you really could be graduating or just like moving on to something else. Like something huge. Like, you guys are at something huge. Clear quartz gang. Because the last card I have for you guys is Death. And when you see the Death card, when I see the Death card, it's not necessarily death. I mean, it could be, right? But that's a little literal. Look, it's raining. But when we look at this, we don't just want to think about death itself. If you take a look at the card here, you see all different types of people reacting to this death. You see someone who's actually dead, passed on. You see a little girl looking in awe, like, wow, what's that? You see a little boy turning away, or another little girl, I'm not sure, whatever. Looking away, I don't want to see it, I don't want to think about it, I don't want anything to do with this. And then you see this older person here who's like, oh, please help, like, oh my gosh. This card may be the ending to something or a finishing of, but the finishing or what's finishing may not be as important as how you react to it. So keep that in mind. Because you may be, in fact, moving from the Queen of Swords over to something that's a little bit more abundant, something that's more passionate. You may be moving from like a really intellectual job to saying, you know what, I don't want this anymore. I'm gonna follow the call. I'm gonna be childlike and creative and excited for what it is that I want to do. And you'll experience your first victory. You know, this is another aspect of how this could be going. You'll experience that first victory. You'll hold on to that like you don't want to let it go. Maybe you got to tell a boss that you're going to chunk up the deuce. Either way, I see abundance. Abundance in passion. Abundance in money. Abundance in love and creativity. Like, what else do you want? Clear quartz group. My goodness, yes. And then with the death card, like I said, don't be afraid. This is that transformation. This here is what's going to get you the 10th wand. That last wand that you need to make it to the 10th. All right. That was you guys' reading. OMG. Great. I am so excited. Let me know if it resonated down below in the comment section. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Alrighty. So let's get to my group that chose onyx and tourmaline. You can't really see the crystals here. Put it on this. There we go. All right, let's see what we got. Serious time for you guys. Let's start with that. Okay, so I read them in sets of twos. If you haven't seen any of the other crystal decks. So let's see. The first thing I want to say, obviously, is there's some serious change going on with you right now. First off, I see you may have gone through something, or you will go through something that is going to have you in suspension or suspense. Not wanting to look at all your options, being a little negative, maybe. You come out of it, though, really well. So let's get started. So first and foremost, like I said, I'm reading them in pairs. So first I have the Hangman, followed by the Four of Cups. So when I look at this pair here, I'm seeing someone who is right now looking at something from a different perspective. So let's go ahead and look at his legs here. Now, he's making the 4 with his legs, and the 4 is let's say like in the wheel of like the zodiac. 4 is Cancer, which is at the bottom. It's the bottom house, and that is like internal. Everything is internal. So when I look at this, I think of you in suspension, taking a time out, looking at something from a different perspective. Maybe instead of outward, you're looking inward, because he's got this halo looking thing at his head. I can't remember the name of it. That is enlightenment. And it almost seems like you're suspended here. It could be, what it looks like here is it could either be by choice or because the universe is telling you, or God is telling you, like, whoa, take a step up and think. Go inside and find that clarity and find that enlightenment within yourself, about yourself. And when you do that, it's going to open up so many other doors. So the second card that I got with that was the 4 of Cups. And when I look at this card, you know, you see this guy here is not wanting to look at the 3 cups that are full. He's very set on, he's like choosing not to look at them. Even when the 4th cup is offered to him full from the skies, he still doesn't want to look at it. He's not looking at all of his options. Maybe that's why you're taking a time of introspection, because you need to become re-enlightened, become re-inspired, become re-energized, revitalized, so you can see things from a different perspective from the inside, so you can accept things that are coming on the outside. Second set of cards. Now, this is the meat and potatoes. Okay, so the first card you got is the Devil. Don't freak out. Let me explain it. The second card you got is the Tower. And these two coming out together like this, being 2 major arcanas, this is a huge shakeup in your world. So let's talk about what the options are for this, okay? Let's talk about all the options. You could be in a codependent relationship that is about to have a shakeup because it's not built on solid ground, or you didn't build it on a very good base or a good basis. Now, you could have an addiction that you're dealing with or that you're not dealing with. Sorry. And because you're not dealing with it and you're choosing your ailments, that's also going to bring a Tower moment. Which, if you've never seen the card, that's what that looks like. This is basically divine change. This card tells you, change now by choice, or change will be thrust upon you. And, you know, when I look at this, it looks like you can change. It's not like something that's like literally chaining you. Although these 2 people are chained here, look at how tight it is around their neck. They could slip out of there. You're choosing to stay there. You're choosing your demons. You're choosing to stay tied or locked when you have the choice to remove yourself from the situation, or to remove that from your space or from yourself. This is a message for you. next set of cards I have here is the Eight of Cups. And the King of Swords. This is why I'm telling you that it's all going to work out. It's going to work out if you do the work. It's going to work out if you do the work. And if you don't do the work, it's going to happen anyway. You just might not be very happy about it. It might come to you in a way that you would have preferred it, you know, a different way. But it didn't happen that way because you didn't make the choice. You let the choice make itself. You know, you let karma take place. And, you know, I don't mean this to be mean, but karma's only a bitch if you are. So, and that could be in any term of that word. So when I look at the Eight of Cups, I see someone walking away. It doesn't mean that he wants to or she wants to. It means that you have to. You have a plan. You are leaving in the middle of the night. There's a passion or a love that you're leaving. You know, you could be in love with your addiction. That happens all the time. When you leave, you're not very happy about it. You have to do it though. It's something that it's one of those like adult decisions that we all have to make, you know. Is moving on, leaving what you need to leave behind. Leave it behind. Because there is a new day tomorrow. And oddly enough, whether you have this person in your life or whether you will be exhibiting this energy, the King of Swords is here. And this dude, oh my gosh. Like, he is the man who makes, or woman who makes the hard decisions. This is who you turn into. Or this is the energy that you'll be accepting or that you'll be embodying. Or maybe you have an air sign around you. So this is just one format of how this could be going, you know. It's very prominent though. It really, really is. But this person is the one who makes the hard decisions. This person is the one who's going to lead to this. Or this, making that one tough decision will open the door or open the window to let you know, like, hey, I can make hard decisions. I can do this. Like, maybe the time I spent reflecting, looking at things from a different standpoint, maybe you went to jail. Maybe you said no to opportunities that were coming to you. Maybe you like to drink a lot and you said no to drinks. See, this here could have already happened in a different, in a different case. This could have already happened. You could have been addicted and then you had this tower moment where it was like, oh my God, things have to change. Wow, this is just... I feel like it's so cut and dry, you know. Let me get some clarification on the Eight of Cups. Can I have some clarification on the Eight of Cups, please? And if you guys are new to my channel, I like to allow Spirit to let the cards fly out on their own. Please give me clarification on the Eight of Cups. I wonder what that tower moment was like. I mean, I've gone through a few tower moments myself, don't get me wrong. But, You may have a child. Maybe a water sign child. Or a younger sibling. Or a cousin or a nephew or something. That's young, very loving, very, very sweet. And something could have happened with him that made you very somber. You might be either walking away from this person or walking towards this person. A younger water sign. You do have a lot of water in here though, and earth. You do have some air too. I guess you have everything. Except pentacles. But yeah, I'm going to clarify the Four of Cups really quick. I'm going to clarify the Four of Cups, please. Okay. You may have gotten a little cocky before. Can I clarify the King of Swords, please? Oh, whoa. No way. That's way too many. Yeah, you may have gotten a little cocky by not accepting other people's help or other people's offers on something. You felt like you had already made like you accomplished something, so you didn't want anybody else's anything. Okay? No? Let me clarify the Tower then. Can you please clarify the Tower? What happened? Anything else for the Tower? Looks like you didn't want to let go. Ooh, tricky, tricky. Few ways this could go. You could have felt like you had the whole world at your feet. Could have been addicted to more than one thing. Maybe 4 things. Yeah. Okay, okay. So it looks like you were just holding on so tightly. Holding on so tightly, you didn't want to let it go. But something, this power, you know, maybe you felt like you had a lot of power at one point because of your victory, or because you know, you were seeing things in a different light. Maybe, you know, when you're under any sort of influence, you could feel a little bit like juiced up or like gassed up, you know what I mean? And that could have made you feel like you were invincible. But you weren't. So this could have already happened, or this could possibly happen in the future. And if it's the latter, then I'm glad that you're watching this right now, because this means that you have that opportunity to say, you know what, I'll pass on the Tower moment. Thank you very much. I'll pass on the arrogance. I will pass on this, that, or the other, depending on how this resonates with you. And then you'll be able to make your decision from there on how you're going to proceed. But either way, the King of Swords here, he will make those decisions. You have this energy. Use it. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Alrighty. This is for my selenite group. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, you guys are the group that got 2 extra cards. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so I'm reading them in groups of 2, if you haven't watched any of the other groups. Wow. You guys, wow. This is beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first group that I see. So first, I see you got the 6 of Cups and the Fool. So this is definitely a childlike energy. You may be in a really good spot right now, or you're moving into a new spot, a good spot, because this is amazing. Okay, so I see maybe nostalgia happening right now. Maybe we're thinking about the good times, you know, whatnot. That might even be when you were giving and sharing, or when somebody was doing that for you. And looks like that might give you enough inspiration to go on a new journey. Or you're going on a new journey already, or a new endeavor, just something new. Maybe even like a new soul journey. And it's making you like nostalgic about the things that have already happened, you know. Good things, love and sharing and life, like new life, children. It's nice. All right, so the next 2 cards that we have here are the Moon and the 10 of Cups. Okay, so when I look at the Moon, there is a mystery to it. There's definitely a mystery to the Moon, like a movement in the night type of thing, or a dream-like state, like really dreamy, maybe even like intuitive as well. So you could be feeling, you could even be a Cancer or a Pisces. You could definitely be a Cancer or a Pisces. You got so many cups and the Cancer card. So, you know, it looks like through the phases of the Moon, we may be having our like home life adjusted. It does seem like we've got a happy family. The abundance of love, the abundance of creativity in the home, in yourself. You may feel whole, like something's been completed. Maybe you just got married. Maybe you're gonna get married. Ooh, good luck. Congratulations if that's happening. But, you know, someone could be like sneaking off, like paying for the ring or whatever, and you've got no idea. And, you know, the next thing you know, you come to this happy family. You could be also dealing with subconscious feelings about your family. This is all options here, so take what resonates, leave the rest. But you could be dealing with like some sort of subconscious idea that you have of what family should be and what you're kind of striving for. I wouldn't shy away from that. I would definitely go internally and kind of figure out where that comes from, where that stems from, and how deeply that is rooted in you before you make the choice of actually manifesting that sort of life. It does look like it's going to be good here, though, you know, but just make sure that you know what you're manifesting and why you want it, and why it's important to you. That probably resonates with like 2 or 3 people. but yeah, so let's go ahead and get to the next one. So here, Seven of Cups and Judgment. So what I'm feeling with this is that you may also, maybe somebody is asking you to marry them. It looks like right now you're indecisive, kind of like struck, like, what do I do? You know what I mean? This is like an option card, obviously. So this is a lot of options of like creativity, love, and whatnot. But because you have so many options, if you see him, he's like, whoa, like, what am I supposed to do with all of these options? Sometimes, like, you know, when you're like hungry, but you're not starving, and you go to like a food truck and they have like a million options, and you're like, I don't know what I want. I'm just going to go to Church's Chicken. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's too many options. I don't know what to choose. There's a word for that. I can't remember it though. It's like being stuck in like indecisive. Like, there's so many options. I don't know what to choose. Now you need to, you know, like I said, go internally. That's probably why the Moon card is here. Go internally and kind of reassess and reanalyze what it is that you want and how you want it, so you can pick the right cup. Because sometimes what happens is like if you have so many choices but you don't choose anything, like that's a choice. Not choosing something is a choice. And if so, some of these choices might dissipate on their own. Could have been something that you might have really wanted. So it'd be nice if you went internally beforehand so you can kind of see what it is that you want before you start actually manifesting all these different types of options, and then at the last minute you don't even know what to choose. Although with that I also see the Judgment card, so this is telling me that, you know, it is going to come in, it is going to come in divine timing, and when it does, like, it's going to call to you. You're going to know which chalice is going to be right. This is like a divine call from like the angels. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's going to call you to what exactly it is that you need, which is beautiful because I see like this beautiful story unfolding. Okay, so let's get to the end and then we'll go ahead and go over the story, okay? So the last two cards that you got here, which were two extra flyouts that nobody else got, is going to be the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. So this is beautiful energy, and this still goes with all of the other ones, all of the other couples that we have here. So if you see here, the Chariot, he's got both the black Sphinx and the white Sphinx, and they're both facing opposite directions, like your darker and lighter side. Oh my gosh, it matches my outfit. And I'm a Cancer, like the Cancer card. Anyway, oh my gosh, how cool. So, anyway, I always wear black and white. Okay. So, this is a card of movement. A lot of movement. Realizing, though, that you are the one who's driving this chariot. You are the one who's putting together your dark and light side. Not only are you bringing them together, but you're using them to your advantage. It's like using your mistakes or like using your, how do I explain it? Like your downfalls and the things that you love about yourself, and using those to further yourself. Like, let's say there's something that you're not really good at. For instance, like, I don't know, talking to people. Like, maybe you're just really nervous and you don't like talking to people. But you're really funny, you know? Just nobody knows it because you don't talk. So, like, in that case, you know, maybe you stumble around some words or whatnot, but, you know, you end up coming out with a joke, and the CEO of some company is like, dude, you're so funny, I want to hire you for my event, or something like that, you know, like something just off the wall like that. I don't know. But basically, you are in the driver's seat of your life, of your chariot, and it's like you've done the introspection. You looked at your choices, manifested what you wanted, heard the call, rode to the call, and then you have the Eight of Wands. And this is quick moving energy, very, very fast moving, which is perfect to come out with the Chariot. Like, oh my gosh, this is so much movement here. You see this? Like they're both moving. This is like messages of passion, love, creativity, new life, new ideas, very, very fast moving. So what this is telling me is that, you know, the nostalgia is there. Yeah, you know, what have you. If that's what makes you go on this journey, or if you're chasing the nostalgia, it looks like you're going to really, really find yourself, is what I see that this selenite group has brought us, is you finding yourself. Not only that, you know, you're making a decision for yourself, whether, you know, you make it or not, like immediately, or if you take your time. It looks like it's going to be all in divine timing. Like literally, like the angels are coming from the heavens, like, hey, this is your call. Come get this. You know what I mean? And you are going to move quickly and swiftly to that choice. Quickly and swiftly to that choice. So let me just go ahead, because this video is going on so long. Let me go ahead and get you guys a clarifying card for the moon. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Ooh, you could be battling yourself. You could be battling people in your mind. You could be battling yourself in your mind over what it is that you want, because the two cards that I got was the Seven of Wands here, and I got the Ten of Pentacles here. So what, and to clarify the moon, you know. So yeah, you could be having like an internal battle here within what it is that you want. But oh my goodness, oh my goodness. How did I not see that? You got 3 sevens. You guys, 3 sevens? That's like win. Ooh, y'all. I'd go play some slot machines if I were you. Don't spend too much money. You didn't hear from me. I didn't say anything. But, wow. So you have the Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Chariot is card number 7 in the deck. Like, dudes, you guys, oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so if this is going to clarify this card, I would say that maybe internally you're having some internal conflicts with yourself. You're definitely standing on higher ground. Like maybe you did go internally to kind of like try and understand things, and then like you're abundant. You got 2 10s, a 20, and a 0. Like you literally are going through a beautiful time right now. Whatever it is that these two are right here, like this is tiny compared to the amazingness that you have surrounding this. This is tiny. Get over this right here. Get out of the dark. Don't be afraid, because the sun will shine. The sun will shine. You'll hear the call. You'll have amazing abundance. And you're going to move quickly towards it. Like, wow. And that could be in love, money, or a creative venture that you're thinking about. You guys have the go. Like, dude, this could not be any bigger of a green light. I wish I had a green light. I don't have one. But, wow. That's your reading. Like, oh my gosh. Top notch, you guys. Top notch. Anyway. That was amazing. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I am so happy that you guys clicked on this video and that you guys watched the whole thing. Or you know, all of your signs. I love you guys so much. Please don't hesitate to share, like, comment, and definitely subscribe. Please. Just hit the button. It doesn't hurt anyone, but definitely helps me. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. If you have any more pick-a-card readings that you would like me to do, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below, and I will try my best to get to all of them. All right? I love you guys so much, and don't forget to check the description for all that good funky stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.